private property. Oh, not bad. The lady, she didn't want anybody parking on the private property.
Okay.
And I just had a question. Say if somebody like is driving drunk, do you take them to jail?
What was that?
If somebody's like drunk driving, do you take them right to jail?
We'll determine if they're intoxicated, and then they might go to the hospital.
Okay. Did you notice the camera over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just curious why you let a drunk driver get in her car and park it across the street.
0.07, she wasn't drunk. We did a breathalyzer.
You clearly stated that she was drunk, and you even said her eyes were stagnant.
What we said was, okay, is that you can be taken in for DUI.
Okay, what about her yelling for her weed and pipe back? What happened with that?
They got confiscated. That's in evidence. Yeah. So like I said, we do determinations, and the breathalyzer showed she was under a .08, which is the legal limit in Pennsylvania.
I mean, you also said that, that you don't arrest people from out of state. Does that mean that you only arrest people here? Like, I'm just confused, because...
And if you'd like that lady to come out, she can, if she wants me to move, I like to watch the playground while the kids play, just to make sure.
Yeah, I understand, but, I mean,
there's not,
people drive drunk.
There's
I'm
not
just
many
concerned.
places to park while you know.
I know my dog was hurt right there. They didn't do nothing right out in front because the guy was just speeding.
Yeah, I just got a couple people at the red light that just went through. Sometimes I play with the kids at the playground, play basketball with them. But
that's a good thing. Like the other girl cop, the guy fell. She actually gave him a ride home with his bags. That's a good thing. But honestly, like that night, that kind of shit keeps me up at night. Like literally, my room is right there, and with the racing back and forth, everybody sees it.
I understand with the speed, and that's why we not in this portion of Hazleton Street, okay? But if you keep going up Hazleton Street, you'll see two painted white lines there.
Yeah.
And so we try to run speed. That's kind of towards
the
the
I know
middle.
it's the markers because you're not allowed to use radar. Yeah.
Exactly. Only state police is allowed to use the speed gun, so we have to actually use a stopwatch to clock it, which kind of sucks. But we try. That's the only way we can run speed is if we have the lines there. Now, like if you see somebody and they completely
The problem is when you sit here, they don't do it. Literally, I'm walking back home from the store yesterday. A red car literally swerved in the other lane. It's like it's getting worse and worse. Since I lived here for about 5 years.
I think I've spoken to you before.
Literally, within the last couple months, it's just getting worse and worse.
No, yeah, and I think I've spoken to you before about your
that time that guy ran through that red light, and that was racing with no license.
Right.
That had that the interlock in his car.
Yeah, and I stopped him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said,
I remember.
I try my best to enforce traffic laws. Like I said, I just got.
It's just concerning because I had a drunk driver come to my house once before. That lady had a drunk driver come to her house. Yeah.
Really?
Twice
When
before.
was that at?
A couple years ago in a different town, but
really?
That's why I'm a little concerned.
If you don't mind me asking, what town did you
It was in Edwardsville. Plus, I do construction. I know how many houses I fixed where cars went through it.
Towards Kingston?
It's right next to it.
Okay, yeah. Like I said, the individual that you're talking about did blow under a .08. So, but
I was just concerned because you said technically I could take you in for a DUI because you are drunk. That's what you said.
What that means is that if somebody is under, like I said, a .08, but she was a .07 on her breathalyzer, right? You can technically be taken in for DUI depending on your driver, the way you're driving. Now, in that situation, it was simply for expired registration. You know what I mean?
She had even woke that lady up. It was ridiculous.
Right, like I said,
especially yelling for their weed back. That's
no, and that's why we confiscated the marijuana because it's against the law. So that's bagged up in evidence. It's at the Ashley Police Station. So. Yeah, they asked for it back, but did they get it back? Absolutely not.
Well, no, clearly, but just acting like that whole scene, that didn't have to happen.
Stuff, right. You guys live right above.
Right there, and my kid sleeps right there. He's 6 years old.
Yeah. No,
and especially you have to worry, if somebody's intoxicated to get in their car. God only knows, because you said technically your alcohols keep rising, basically.
Right. Yeah, the alcohol does rise. But we have that's a saying that.
I mean, I'm just concerned because now what happens? Like, because they're all partying. What happens if they come back and picked up the car and took off with it? I mean, that what happens if they came back and picked up the car?
Well, that's why we had another officer on, and he patrols the area to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
So like I said, you've explained a lot of like your frustrations, and I try my best to really to enforce traffic laws. You know, that's what I'm actually doing here. I'm watching the red light, and you have children playing at the park, so I like to. If people are blowing red lights, you don't know if one of them tries to cross the street.
The problem is, the second you leave, it's open season.
I'm
That's
only
why
one person, you know what I mean?
I understand that, but you know, just being out in the open, like more like places like you were the other night, like on a site. That's how you're going to actually catch people, and you know, because I remember when I was younger, it didn't matter where you were from this valley. People knew you don't drive fast through Ashley. You go to speed limit, and everybody that drove through, they would purposely slow down. Because they knew they were going to get a ticket and get pulled over. They didn't play no games.
Who's the lady?
That's when Sersky was the officer. I actually worked with, or was it Sersky? Yeah, the old chief of police. I actually worked with him personally in construction.
Who's the lady that owns this private property?
She lives right. She lives right there. I mean, her husband just died of a heart attack. I mean, they're just. She just worried with everything going on, because literally for that same amount of weed a couple years ago, it was like a whole hostage situation here. I couldn't even come out of my house to get my kid milk, and literally it was all for nothing. There was 30 different police officers, every New agency out here, all for literally they walked out of the house with a piece of paper with pot on it. Wasn't even in a baggie. If the wind blew, it could have blew it away. They walked from all the way to the house next door, all the way over there like that. I mean, that's what's concerning. Like, you know, especially with everything so close to the house, and especially, you don't know what especially today's day and age, you don't know what they have or what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
God only knows if something, you know, my kid's right there, you know.
Yeah, like I said, I hear everything that you're saying, and like I said, I try my best to enforce the traffic laws that are here. We do traffic a lot, you know, and so, you know, we try to watch the speeders, and maybe if you want to go to the council meeting and express something
I was going to go. I mean, I even deal with the state attorney general's office from everything.
So it's every second Tuesday of the month.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to express to them that you want lines painted kind of towards this intersection right here, so that we can properly run speed.
I mean, I'll paint them myself. I mean, that's how I even pay for it. I don't care. That's not a problem.
I got you, but it's got to be painted by us, because there's a certain distance that's kind of.
Oh, I do. I know how to. I do surveying and all that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good gig.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So, like I said, second Tuesday of the month, the council meetings. If you want to ask them if they can put lines over here, so that maybe we can try to run speed.
Even a camera, like last year, I was going to that park almost every day, and I had to clean up fucking trash. Really? They were just throwing it, and the more and more I was picking up, the more and more they were trashing it. Then they finally got garbage cans, and then I guess the kids that were wrecking it, I guess they got taken away from their parents or whatever. But
seriously.
And then they put a dummy camera over there. They all know it's a dummy camera. They'll sit there right underneath the little pavilion there. I mean, they all know it's a dummy camera. They sit there and still do shit. I was finding drugs on the park and everything last year.
Yeah, so, I mean, for us to be able to initiate a traffic stop and to get somebody for speed, we have to be able to clock them or visually observe them going a speed that's not prudent under the
they just put a
conditions
camera at the light. I mean, it's a major... Right there's a major highway, you know. I mean, they should put the lines and put a light. And this way they're not gonna, you know, because it's every day. So they're gonna kill somebody.
I agree with you, and so that's that. Like I said, that's a thing. If you want to go to council meeting, and I would love to run speed right here if there was lines painted for me, because I can't clock people's speed. We don't have speed guns or anything like that.
Even if they put a camera, I mean, you could right from your phone, you could see it. And
we don't have that. So like this is what we clock with. So,
I mean, I have no problem with paying. I'll pay for the camera if they put it in. It's not a problem. It's just something needs to get done, because somebody's going to get killed. And my dog wasn't even the only one that got hit. Somebody else's dog. I have a German Shepherd.
German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Is it a mix?
No, he's from Germany.
You got imported?
Yeah. I have family in Germany.
Is it a girl or
it's a boy? Boy.
It's a boy?
Yeah.
Those are one of my favorite dogs, German Shepherd.
Yeah, he's a big baby, though. He loves attention.
Yeah, no, they're good dogs.
Yeah.
They're really good dogs. But
all right. Well, thank you for your time. I mean,
if you Yeah, if you would like me to move here, that's totally fine.
I mean, just, you know, with everything going on, she just, you know, because she works late, and, you know, it's like she runs what was it, I think, not a diner, like a deli and stuff, and, you know, like I said, her husband just died from, you know, heart transplant or something that happened. She's, you know, she has a hard time sleeping the way it is, too. It's just, you know, because a lot of times they rev the engines, like that one cop, like, he revved the engine from there to there just to get there for nothing, you know, like that's uncalled for. You know, I understand if you had to go to like if something bad was happening, but to just rev the engines, like who gets stuck paying for that? Like that's just dumb. Like there's no need for that kind of stuff. A lot of people sleep around here, even though it's a main street. There's a lot of homes, and
yeah, I hear you.
You know, I like this area because it's quiet. You know, that's all we're asking. You know, I understand you have a job to do, but just the racing back and forth. Like it seems like though sometimes you'll see them race back and forth a couple minutes and then go and sit, and then all of a sudden back out, race back and forth. Like that's, you know, it's just creating chaos. It's you know.
So like I hear everything that you're saying. I can relay to other officers if they can try to watch speed more, particularly in Hazleton Street, South Main intersection right here.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I'll find a new place to park. Like I said, I like to watch the kids as they play basketball.
No, I understand. I mean, it's like you park over there. You know,
it's kind of busy right
especially now. You park to the side, people won't see. Then you could actually see, you know, what goes on because they look for that. You know, the second they don't see a car parked, they're racing through this town, and it's like they know they can do it, and it's like they're getting away with it. You know, and it's like they're doing it more and more. And like I said, I've been here 4 or 5 years, and it hasn't ever been this bad.
Yeah, I got you.
You know, that's
all right, sir.
All right, have a good night.
I hope you have a good night, okay?
All right, thank you.